Hello and welcome to the Tweak Couch Guitar YouTube channel. Today what we're going to get into is master volume versus attenuator. When I first got my Marshall, I was able to just put it on stage, put the master at 4, put the preamp at around 3, and let it roar. It sounded amazing, and then if I wanted to get some dirt to it, I would just add a tube screamer or I'd add a rat, and it was glorious. When I finished touring full time, I had this half stack at home, and I needed to be able to tame the decibels. So one of the ways to do it was just turn the master volume down. But over time, people kept saying, no, you need an attenuator. It allows you to keep that master volume up. It allows you to keep and retain that big, full, lush volume at a lower decibel. And so I went into all the rage, and I started getting some attenuators. Of course, it ended up being a revolving door of attenuators because I got the THD hot plate, sounded good, I preferred the master volume. I got the Dr. Z air brake, same result. I got the Weber mass, I got the Weber mini mass, same thing. I just preferred the master volume. When I decided I wanted to do YouTube videos, I didn't have a whole lot of mics. I also was worried about the volume that was in the room. I was worried about the neighbors calling the cops, and overall, I just wanted to make sure that I had good quality tone. Something I was suggested was an attenuator that had IRs, and that is where the tube amp expander comes in. Now, this is not a review on the Waza tube amp expander. It's done a good job, but I'm really just curious about these questions. First, does it actually do the job it's intended to do? Retain the tone of the amp while it's turned up, as opposed to what the master volume can do. 2, do I really need an attenuator if I have a master volume? 3, should I just sell it? Because after all, these things used go for about $1,000, so I could totally use $1,000 for something else. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna go ahead and plug directly into the Marshall. We're also going to use this Gibson SG Supra from 2013. It has Gibson Classic 57 pickups in it. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run the amp cleanish, and I'll just use a dirt pedal to add some drive to it when I wanna add some drive. You know, a good follow-up video to this would be to go ahead and run the amp dirty and run it with the master volume and with the attenuator and without all of that. You know what? If you're interested in that, leave a comment below. So I will go ahead and I will run this amp 3 ways. The first way is I will run it the way I used to. Master at 4, preamp at around 3, and it's probably gonna be hitting somewhere around 105 decibels in this room. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and tame the decibels down to about 90. And I'll do that first with the master volume, and then I'll do it with the attenuator. Now, I know that mics have a lot to do with this too, so I'm gonna use a large diaphragm condenser, and I'm gonna use just a regular cardioid mic. The large diaphragm will be the Tech Zone Audio Stellar X3, and I'll pan that a little bit more left. And then the cardioid mic, I'll go ahead and use a Sennheiser E906 with the presence boost up, and I'll pan that a little bit right. This is how I used to run it, with a master at 4, and I had the preamp about 2 3/4. Like to play it clean, boost it with some pedals. I've got it in the middle position right here, which is actually these 2 pickups together with a little bit of that middle dialed in. Let's put it up on the neck. Let's go ahead and put it in the middle, and when we add some drive, we'll drop it down to the bridge. Well, I don't know about you, but in the room I could hear a difference, especially with the clean and the master volume up. To me, the clean tone is that thing that just cannot be compromised. I can add drive with a pedal, I can add compression with a pedal, but I cannot make the amp cleaner if it's already kind of dirty or the signal path isn't very good. My guess is that the power tubes and the speaker movement are adding a lot of the fullness in the low end, but you know what? I'm curious about what you noticed. So leave a comment below and also add what you preferred. If you had to drop the volume, are you using a master volume or an attenuator? Well, that's all the time we have. If you like what you heard, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the affiliate links below. Be sure to check out the podcast on all major outlets. And remember that you are your greatest asset. Until next time.